and puts out my music. They laugh at me at how, in 1 week, how diverse of songs I can churn out. And this part of my set is a great example of why they get a kick out of that, because I love writing silly stuff all day. I cringe sometimes when Scott brings up that song Pants, because man, that's an old song, and so I listen to it and I'm like, it's not good, but it's funny, and it does make me laugh. And sometimes I kind of wish it would go away, but then sometimes I'm just glad it reminds me how terrible of a writer I was about 8 years ago. But I have a song I'm going to share with y'all. It's called Leela's Stars. It's an important song to me, and this song is about that time I was working at Costco. I was a very dark person. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'll be 4 years sober in October, and I'm not like anonymous about it. I like to tell everybody, just in case maybe somebody out there is like, I've been leaning to in the quitting direction and needed to hear that. So this is part of my message. But my daughter, she was 9 at the time, and my wife and I, we had one car, and we had this Honda Accord, and this thing was a piece. I mean, the window. Okay, so every time you get out the door, well, you had to have it down because there was no AC, but when you got out, you had to do this like scissor move and pop it up. And then when you shut the door, I mean, if you shut it kind of too hard, it would be like, whoop, and come down. So you had to do it all again. So I was late for stuff all the time because I was literally just trying to get the window to stay up in the rain. But the last thing to break on this car was the ceiling. The roof of it just ripped off one day. I was driving down the road, windows down, and all of a sudden it just was like a blanket out of control flapping around inside the car. And I almost just ripped it and threw it out. But the reason I didn't is because styrofoam was getting in my mouth, and I was like, somehow I'm gonna have to cover this stuff back up. So I went home and I found out that you can fix that with thumbtacks. And I was gonna go to Walgreens. I mean, we were broke, but I could afford thumbtacks. But my daughter was like, hey, use these pink and purple and green and blue ones, Dad. And I was like, it ain't like the car looks great, so let's just add to it. So we put those in the roof, and the next day, when I was about to clock in at Costco, I would clock in at 4 a.m. and I was doing this thing that day where I was like, hey God, what's your problem? Like, why me? Like, why can't the roof of my car just stay up for a second, until I get a hit or something? And I looked up at those thumbtacks and I thought about how happy Leela was when we put those up. And I was like, man, I wish I could see life like she does, and see those happy moments instead of going, man, I wish I could do this. And so I picked up a styrofoam cup. I still have it. And on the side of it, I wrote Leela's Stars. The sky ain't falling, it is just the roof of my car. And I ended up finishing it, and it's one of my proudest songs that I love sharing with people. Heads up, it is a rap, so if you hate rap, my bad. But it tells a cool story. Even my father-in-law likes this song, so I think you can bear with me just for a second if you're anti-rap. Here we go, Leela's Stars. Help me if you know it. It's 3:42 a.m., eyes bloodshot, yawning in my Honda in the Costco parking lot. Wait on the door to unlock so I can clock in early. Just start to cool up till I swear I need back surgery. Wondering what the hell I'm doing with my life. Wishing I was still in bed with my wife, scribbling lyrics on the side of a styrofoam cup. Do my kids need their dad to grow up? Or keep chasing a dream that ain't making no sense, no dollars? Am I a failure or a father? Father, help, look at the felt on my messed up ceiling. Had to borrow thumbtacks from my 9.5-year-old daughter Leela just to keep it from coming down. Kinda like my tears when I count. Leela's stars. Sky ain't falling, it's just the roof of my car. Leela's stars. Sky ain't falling, it's just the roof of my car. I said it's just the roof of my car. Man, I wish this coffee had little makers in it. 11 bucks an hour, shit, that's less than 20 cents a minute. But hey, it's a gig, and there's food in the refrigerator. It's time to get to work, but y'all, when I get off later, I'ma pick up this pen where I'm leaving off now. Get back to this song and show my children how to never give up on something you love, something you want, even when your check engine light is on. The future don't look bright, but it's like it's all gonna be alright in the light of love. Star, sky ain't full, it's just the roof on my car. Love, star, sky ain't full, it's just the roof on my. I said it's just the roof on my pink and purple, green and blue, poor man's decorations. All I saw was a bunch of thumbtacks. She saw a constellation. It's gonna be tough to get rid of this ride when the world gets my gift. Cause I don't think they make new cars that come with love. Star, sky ain't full, it's just a roof on my car. Love, star, sky ain't full, it's just a roof on my. I said it's just a roof on my car. Thank you so much. Thank y'all.